Is my screen visible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you could see here the signals and systems syllabus I have shown you here. What is the main objective to understand, and what are the units we are going to cover, and the flow of the subjects is that what we are going to see today. If anybody want to admit, please enter the room before 9:30 because it's already time. Okay, let me start here. Yeah. So it is B8352 Signals and Systems. So today's class, I'm going to introduce you what is signals and what is system, and how this paper will be useful to you for this domain of ECE, as well as for if you go for any other domain in future if you work. So what is the main objective of this paper curriculum framed by Anna University is to understand the basic properties of signals and systems. So you have to understand what is a signal and what is a system. So what kind of a properties it possesses, right? To know the methods of characterization of LTA. So LTA here stands for linear time invariant systems. So actually when we are speaking about signal, when I'm going to explain you about signal, I will say what are the signal characteristics and what the signal is. So actually signal is nothing but information. So it is always a time varying component, right? So here when we are talking about time varying component, we want to know about the time invariant, how it works with time invariant systems or signals also. So that is the second point they are trying to say, to know the methods of characterization of linear time invariant systems in time domain. Next is to analyze continuous time signals and systems. So we have to identify in terms of continuous time signals as well as in discrete time signals. So here when we are talking about signals is classified in terms of continuous as well as in discrete. So before going into the topic of whatever signals and systems, I'll give a real-time example how you can imagine what is signal or what is system. Next is to understand that signals and systems, how it works with Fourier and Laplace domain. So why we are talking about Fourier and Laplace domain, I'll explain you step by step in the topic of the syllabus. It is unit wise. I'll explain you why we are going for these studies. And last is next thing, nothing but to analyze discrete time signals and systems in Fourier and Z transform domain. So third point you could see here Fourier and Laplace transform domain, whereas next is Fourier and Z transform domain. Next is the syllabus framation, that how they have done in that is Anna University, how they have classified the signals. First step is to know what is signal and what is systems. So first unit is comprised of classification of signals and systems. Under classification of signals, there are many type of signals. Basically, we can say it is classified as elementary signals or basic signals. So actual signals are classified like that, and from that we, based on the properties, the signals is classified into different types. So first bulletin points what they have explained here is the standard signals. So what is the basic signals we are going to see here? So here they have given only there is around 6 point bulletins, but we are here to see about 9 standard signals. Then only you will understand what is the signal and why it, how it used in Fourier series or Fourier transform in this coming up units, right? So standard signals is nothing but step signal, ramp signal, pulse or impulse signal. That is, both are same, we can say. Then real and complex signals, exponential and sinusoidal signals. Then under the next topic, we come under the classification. The classification based on, as I said, it is based on continuous time as well as in discrete time. So again, the continuous time and discrete time signals is classified in terms of some 5 topics: periodic, aperiodic signals, deterministic and random signals, energy and power signals. There is another one causal and non-causal signals. That one also we are going to see, and another one even and odd signals. So that is not included in your syllabus, but as far as your problems is considered, that too is also very important. We will cover in the coming up topics. Okay, classification of systems and CT systems, that is based on systems. So First unit is nothing but we are going for introduction with signals as well as with systems. So what is signals, what is systems, we are going to see. So here, coming up to systems, what is a system and classification of systems again in case of continuous time and discrete time systems we are going to see, and then we are coming up with linear and non-linear systems. The classification of systems, here also we can say there are some classification based on both the cases, linear, non-linear, time variant, time invariant, causal, non-causal, stable, unstable, right? This is the first unit. So second unit is nothing but analysis of continuous time signals. So analysis case you could see here, analysis in the same, that is in terms of Fourier series. So why here this, when we come to this subject, you should have some knowledge about the mathematics. So mathematics in the case of Fourier series, Fourier transform, Laplace transform, Z transform, all these you will be studying parallelly with the maths subject. So how this Fourier series, Fourier transform or Laplace transform, transformation domains are useful for a signal for effective transmission of a signals, right? So for second unit is all dealing with analysis of only continuous time signals. So continuous time signals, how it works in terms of Fourier series, Fourier transform and Laplace transform. So coming under these again series and transform characteristics, we should know about the properties. So Fourier series properties, Fourier transform properties and Laplace transform properties. So each of them associated with one single problem like that we will proceed, right? Next is unit 3. Unit 3 is nothing but linear time invariant. So when I talked about linear time variant system, so now how the signal responds to linear time. This is very, very important. Linear time invariant continuous system. So how this LTI works with CT, that is CT domain, continuous time domain, right? So under that we are going to see how an impulse response is working and convolution integrals, about the differential equations and Fourier transform in analysis of continuous time systems and Laplace transform. So finally systems when connected in series, how it works, when connected in parallel, how it works. Why we are talking about this impulse responses, when we are talking about system, response is nothing but the output of what you obtain when you give a signal input, right? So this will all be weighed before going into all these topics. The flow is like this, right? And unit 4 is analysis of discrete time signals. So you could see here first unit is nothing but signals and systems. You will know what is signals, what is system. And in the second unit, you will be studying about continuous time based signals alone and how it analysis is carried. So, and under third unit, you will be studying about the LTI systems in continuous time systems. So here comes fourth unit, analysis of next. What is it? Discrete time signals. So in discrete time signals, how this, that is discrete time is nothing but representation of signal in a frequency domain is called a, we can say as a discrete time system, right? So under that we can say baseband signal sampling, Fourier transform of discrete time signals, how it works, and properties of DTFT, and Z transform comes here with the properties. And next unit is the linear time LTI system in DT, that is discrete time systems. How the response is, how the differential equations are formed, convolution sum, discrete Fourier transform, and discrete Z transform. So when we are talking about this Z transform domain, we will go for further transformation. That is, we want to transfer a signal from one domain to another domain, means we go for transformation, right? And here also analysis of recursive and non-recursive systems, and where we'll study about this discrete time systems, how it works in series as well as in parallel. So at the final outset, you could see here the outcome, what they have planned for this signals and systems based. At the end of the course, you should be able to determine if a given system is linear, causal, or stable. So in the first unit, you will be studying about the signals and their systems and their further classifications. So whenever we are analyzing, you are analyzing system means at the end of the course you should be able to say whether the system is linear, causal or stable. So that 12 words you will be at the end, right? Next point is capable of determining the frequency components present in the deterministic signals. So you are able to identify what is the frequency term present in a signal. So deterministic signal, the name itself gives determine the following. What do you mean by determine? Determine is nothing but find out something, right? When we talk about signal, the signal is nothing but nothing but we can say which cannot be determined. So in the signal characteristics, first classification is about deterministic signal and random signals. So when we talk about signals, I said it changes with time. It is not time dependent. It is time independent. It varies along with time, right? So you could see here capable of characterizing LTI systems in time domain and frequency domain. So we are studying this in under third unit and fourth unit, that is third unit and fifth unit, in terms of characterizing an LTA system, whether it is capable in time domain or in frequency domain, and able to compute the output of an LTA system. So how it works finally, okay? So the books prescribed by the syllabus is Alan V. Oppenheim for signals and systems. For all the units, Alan Oppenheim covers the topics. And for references, you could use DP Lati or JMath. So basically, for signals and systems, usually students go for this Nahur Kani, which or Ramesh Babu, right? So these are some of the local author books which is used for. You could ask your seniors which one is better. Under my suggestion, this is a foreign author. So here description will be very high-fi, but when you have a deep insight into the topics, you will be able to understand that, right? Whoever is having deep interest on this topics, you can use both the references and textbooks. Other than these, you can use local author books also for your exam point of view, right? So how the flow of unit is planned, right? I am going to talk about only the flow of unit under the first unit because we are starting with unit 1, right? So I said unit 1 topic is signals and systems. So you don't know what is signal, what is system, right? So under this, we are going to cover what is a signal, right? I'm going to say what is a signal and how it is linked with the real world examples, right? And next is what is the system and why there is a link between, or what is the link between signals and systems. So it gives the entire scenario or an entire picture to identify, observe what is behind the topic or subject name signals and systems. You will get a clear insight after you study this first unit. What is signals and what is systems? Then what are the types of signals? So as I said, starting with basic elementary signals and their functions, it is classified into different types. So types of signals based on elementary, there is one classification. Based on their functions, again there is further classification. So there is a little bit confusion. What are the types of signals means either you will write the basic elementary signals or based on their functions. So whatever it is right. Then how is signal is represented? So in terms of representation, how a signal can be represented? That is all mathematical oriented terms, right? And what is continuous and what is discrete type? So when we are talking about a signal, either the signal will be a continuous one or it will be a discrete one. So how it is related with a signal, right? Next is the types of signal based on functions and its properties. So we are going to classify the signals. As I said, the third point, it is getting repeated. First, you will study about the elementary signals under these third bulletins, and this is nothing but based on the functions and the properties of signals, how the signals are classified. And next is when a signal is said to be continuous time or discrete time. So we'll study about what is continuous time and what is discrete time, and we'll work out some problems when a signal is said to be continuous time and when a signal is said to be discrete time. Next is coming about the systems. What do you mean by a system? So when we are talking about a system, how it is related with signals. So why it is very much necessary for a system and what does the system plays in this signals and systems paper. So what are the types based on continuous time and discrete time? So here also for a system, the system is classified under the continuous time and discrete time, right? So here is a picture or pictorial representation of a signal. The signal, what is the signal? We can tell these signals and relate the signals definition. So in the blue term, what I have highlighted here is the signal definition. So for your understanding purpose, I am giving you what is signal. So signal is nothing but an information. So here I am here teaching you the subject signals and systems. So what is the mode I am preferring here is I am sitting in front of a computer and I am teaching to you, right? So whatever the information I am passing, what is the information I am passing to you here is about the signals and systems topics or content oriented with syllabus. That is what a signal is. And what is the signal? Again, the signal is time independent in nature. So here it is signal vary with time. So it doesn't depend on time. You could see here the right side column, you could see here, this is the time axis. So x-axis represents your time and this represents your, we can say it's the voltage level of the signal. So you could see here this signal gets varied according to the nature of the signals. So here giving an insight into the signal, clear insight, that is a real world example. In movies you could see here when we are processing a speech in many movies they have given you the phone recordings. They should instill a phone to be, that is in order to track a position of the anything observer or any one person standing in some other position. There is a time limit for the phone calls to be traced, and in the picture they will be viewing uh, in the screen the signals which is varying in nature. Like this you could have observed. So that is the signal. So what is signal is, it is the time varying constraint, right? So it is nothing but it is the time independent, and it is also a physical quantity. That is, signal is always a physical quantity. Physical quantity is nothing but like a temperature or what is pressure. It is also just a signal which is present, right? So how we can put together these 3 points? We can define signal as signal is a time varying physical phenomenon which carries information. Are you clear? So what is signal? Signal is a time varying physical phenomenon which carries some information. Or simply we can define the signal as a function of time. So signal is a function of time. With respect to time, it varies, right? So what are the examples of a signal here is, as I said, human voice. And now, right now I am speaking. That is also a type of a signal. And voltage or current is also a form of signal. And birds chirping, that is also taken as a signal. Smoke signals. What are smoke signals? So previously when the communication part has been established, signal to communicate with one person or one area to another area which is of long distance. In the earlier era where there were no telephones, where there were no mode of communication between persons like this nowadays, they used to litter fire and make that area as smoky, so that they will identify that some people are there, and the smoke is nothing but a form of signal. And gestures, sign languages, all these are a form of signals, right? So now coming to the standard or basic or elementary. There are three notations which can be used for a basic type of signals. It is also called as standard type of signals, basic type of signals, or elementary type of signals. So here there are 9 classification under that. One is unit step signal. Second one is unit ramp signal. Third one is unit parabolic signal. Fourth one is unit impulse signal, and fifth one is exponential signals, triangular signals, rectangular signal, sinusoidal or cosine signal, and sinc function or sync signal. So these are the 9 types of basic signals which performs very much important, which plays a major role in coming up series of your units, whatever you are going to study. So you will see what is unit step, what is unit ramp in the next coming up classes, each one by one, right? And what are the types of signals, basic or general types? So when they are talking about what are the types of signals, you could blindly give this answer. So if they specifically ask you what are the types of basic signals or what are the elementary signals, you should write the previous one at least some 4 to 5 points. Under 2 marks, at least these four are very important. The order is given in the terms how it is important. So you could see here unit step, unit ramp, unit parabolic, unit impulse. These are basic signals, and you should write those points, right? And coming under this types of signals again, generally they are asking about the types of signals, you should write these signals. First one is, as I said, deterministic or random signals, periodic or aperiodic signals, even or odd signals, causal or non-causal signals, and energy or power signals. So what is deterministic or random signals? When we are talking about some questions, so there will be a question like determine the following. So determine is nothing but which gives you a point which can be found out, right? That is called as deterministic signals. Whereas when we are talking about this random signals, which is random in nature, the name itself gives you the signal is very much random in nature and which cannot be determined. So it is also called as deterministic or non-deterministic signals. So determine is nothing but which has some particular format and it will be identified. That is called deterministic signal. Whereas random signals is nothing but which cannot have a particular equation or representation for giving out a signal. So example for a deterministic signal is nothing but any mathematical governed equation. If it is n f of t or x of t is equal to some variable, that is a deterministic signal. Whereas random signal is nothing but which is random in nature. Example, a noisy signal. So the previous slide we have shown, this is a type of a signal which is having some noise, right? So you might have a doubt whether this noise is also a signal. When we are talking about a system, I'll explain you clearly what is the difference between that, right? So second one is periodic or aperiodic signals. So when we are talking about a periodic signal, let me give an example here. The time slot given to you for the first hour or the first period, how much hour of utilization is given for a particular
Yes,
subject. That is one period. And a period is nothing but which is not periodic in nature. In between, if you have a break of 10 minutes and 15 minutes, you could see here that is a periodic in nature. So periodic is nothing but get a clear idea which is repeatable for a particular duration. Aperiodic is nothing but which does not have a particular repetition in terms of period. Period is nothing but it is a time factor. Next is even or odd signals. When we are talking about even or odd signals, after all these representation of signals, if we get an even term and odd term, based on that the signals are classified. That is called as even or odd signals. Next is causal or non-causal signals. This is not relevantly used in some of the systems, but here causal and non-causal signals plays an important role. How a signal is said to be causal and when a system is said to be non-causal, right? And last is nothing but energy or power signals, which is very important when you come across this our day-to-day life. So what is the energy of a signal? What is the power of the signal? So here, if here I am talking to you over a modem or whatever is right internet connection, so that signal must have an energy and it should sustain some power to receive you, right? You are at the receiver end and you are at a particular distance, right? So that the signal must have power and energy to be transmitted from here to there. That is the energy or power of a signal. So how this energy and power is classified, right? We'll see it. Next is system. So after studying all these signals and systems in terms of continuous time and in terms of discrete time, you will come with system classifications. What is a system? So you could see here, system is nothing but, this term is nothing but a device, right? System is nothing but a device which operates on a signal according to its characteristic features. So here you could see here, this is the system. Whenever an input is given, it performs an operation, system performs an operation and produces an output. So I'll give a real world example. Here your mom used to cook, right? So cooking is also a system. So everything in this world relies on a system. So systematic approach. Why this is called as a system? So you could see here, whenever an input is, in order to process and prepare a food, what does your mom does? Your mom needs to clean the vessel. First, she need to lit the that is gas, and she should put the pot or cooker, whatever it is. Before that, this input process. What is the input here? You are going to take for cooking, that is cooking a rice. We can say example, a raw rice is taken, which is added with a proportionate of water, and then it is boiled at a particular level, and at the end of that particular time, you will get an output, that is rice is cooked. So here, what is the input here is, input here is a raw rice and water, and what is the system performed? So she needs to place it on a vessel, and that vessel is nothing but your system, and the process what is performed is heating. So that is boiling to a particular temperature. That is the system. And what is the output here? Output is nothing but the rice. So you can relate this system with any of the real world examples. So here in simple terms, in terms of signal, what is system is nothing but getting in an input signal, that is, a signal is given to a system to produce an output. That is, signal is nothing but an excitation, some excited level or excitation which is given to a system, and the response based to this system is produced. So here also let me connect my process. Here I am the input, and the process here is, I am taking an online class. This is the system we are following now. And what is the system we followed here? So after a Google Meet link is arranged or everything is arranged, I need to send you, and you need to click on the process. That is what you need to check whether your mic is working, and I need to check whether my mic is working. After that, the class is going on. Finally, what is the response here? If you understood all these concepts, what I have explained, that is the response. So at the final end, you could get a signal, that is, get an output based on the input given. That is based on my teaching. If you understood what is signals and systems today, that is well and good. You have understood what is system. So examples of system, when we talk about real world scenarios or practical system, coming to the academic point of view, you could say here communication system. So as I said, the communication system is what I am the transmitter and you are all the receiver. And here the communication system, what we are using here is a system with respect to a internet system, whatever it is. Yeah, then finally you are getting a signal. That is the communication system. So deep inside, I'll explain you one by one when class is going on. Next is, for your understanding purpose, respiratory is also a system. We have studied in school levels what is respiratory system, what is digestive system, what is neural system. So you could relate what is system is. System is nothing but based on an input, how an output is obtained. And finally, an education system, an exam system. Now this education system is a new version of this online system. So how this online system is modified, and what is the exam system we are following, right? So previously what is the system and now what is the system? You could compare like this. So this is what system is. So again, the types of systems, systems is classified into some 5 types. That is static and dynamic systems. So static means the name itself gives you what is static and what is dynamic, which does not change and which is stable, right? Right. Next is linear and non-linear systems. When a system is said to be linear, when a system is said to be non-linear. So each and everything will be explained in the further classes. And next is time variant and time invariant system. How this time variant signal responds to a time variant and time invariant nature. And comes the causal or non-causal system. And finally, a stable and unstable systems. So with this, I close my session. So I hope you have understood or get a clear insight about the subject what we are going to teach. So from the next class onwards, please have a note with you because we will be working out some problems. This mode of communication with you will not help you in signals and systems because it is fully a problem oriented paper. So I'll be teaching as much as possible to make you understand through this presentation or whatever the mode I use, right? So I want a full response from you, and I hope I have covered all and I fulfill the needs of you. Okay. So, is there any doubts under this topic? Yes, I covered.
No,
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. I'll mark the attendance and I'll sign off. Thank you for your listening. We'll see in the next class. I'll post you the link. Be prayer. Okay. Thank you.
thank you, ma'am.